Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roll for Chaos. Here we're playing Cirque Noir tonight. All of these lovely and wonderful individuals are back here to entertain and titillate and perform. But tonight we will be having a bit of a shorter game. It has been a day for many of us, and it has been a Wednesday for many of us of ill fortune. So it is going to be shorter, and we apologize for that. But we don't, because we are human beings who also need rest on occasion. So tonight, before we actually get into said game and figure out where we're going, we're going to go around the table and have a retelling of events that happened last time from everyone's perspective. You can all just kind of butt in and all that kind of stuff. Of pure chaos, I'm sure that that's not anxiety-inducing whatsoever. But we'll start off with a die roll to see who's going to kind of start it forward. And if you feel like butting in or having a moment where you discuss what happens, I am totally down with that. So let's do that. The first one that's going to begin is Teo. Anna, you're first. So if you can, please retell the events that happened last night, and everybody else feel free to just interject or raise your hand if you will, and then we'll call on you if you prefer that.
Those are two very different things.
Exactly.
Can I claim the thing that I claim every time, which is I'm being a good social media person and posting our link everywhere and am thoroughly unprepared? Is that something I
mean,
claim?
I appreciate that. What do you remember about last time, Anna? Is this game not enough to stick in the memory? Do you not actually like it? Am I a bad storyteller? Is that what you're saying?
I've been dealing with a sinus infection for approximately a month now, so everything's been a blur. So I can tell you that I approximately had about 67% of my vision the entire time we were playing that game. Does that
you don't need vision to remember what you heard.
I mean, I can interject on here since we were given explicit permission that we
Shannon.
could.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All y'all kept fucking up over and over again, and I saved the day. The end. Move on.
All right.
I would like to argue I did not fuck up. I got a nat 20 and just so happened to pull someone's pants down. I would argue that was not a fuck up.
So
and
you
I would
chose
argue
to
that having
fuck up.
67% vision at that point was a good thing.
This is true.
I did roll a nat 20 and performed everything I set out to do.
Again, I have amended my previous statement to say that you purposely all
everyone's being brainwashed. I feel like a conspiracy theorist here. But it's true.
Why is Sinan so quiet for me?
I
think
you turned him down.
Did I turn him down?
He's fine for me.
Okay. I'm like, did he scream last time in which I had to turn him down? I don't remember that.
So far, the entire thing I've got here is that everybody fucked up. People were pantsed on purpose, purposefully fucked up, and then that's it. And that was the whole. The tent. And there was a tent fixing.
Drinks.
That's true. You did serve drinks and then gave someone a
nice
little.
You didn't fix the tent. You performed previously. We rehearsed this whole burning down the tent fear bit.
I think you want to like
we rehearsed this.
I think you want to
scare the audience.
I still fixed the tent.
I mean, yes, you did, but it's
okay. Cool.
It's part of the bit. I mean, no, I'm not taking that away from it. It's part of the bit.
But you can see why you might not want to say I didn't fix the tent.
Oh yeah, you did fix the tent, but it's on purpose, the whole burning. But because I know you can do it because we've done this before.
I made everyone
have one last moment with a long lost pet.
True.
And
like my
then messed up the leader.
Flying worm.
Your Alaskan bullworm.
Like process that. That's so fucked up. I wouldn't want one last moment with my last pet because it wasn't even real. It's just like, let's peel
They
off
don't know
all
that.
the trauma that you have healed over the years and just re-expose it. There was a lot of exposing. We can put that in
there
the
was a lot of exposing.
A
lot of people were exposed to a lot of things.
That
and
is
a
true.
lot of
things
Dingleberries
to a lot of people.
Exactly.
So yeah, things were exposed. Buildings were purposefully set on fire and repaired purposefully.
I don't think it was on fire, was it? At any point?
There was fire, yes, but they were pyrotechnics.
Went out without a hitch.
But that was not on fire. I would like to argue semantics that the tent was never on fire.
Let's give it another episode.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, last episode, semantics, it was never on fire. We have yet to do that.
There was just fire in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all over the
but
place.
that was on purpose. Again, this is the whole, we purposefully did all of that.
Since we have a bit of a shorter game today, we will jump straight into the scene where all of you are after the performance, kind of gathered about inside of the common area in the rear tent section, away from the main circus tent, where you can happen to see Lorne standing there, looking a little bit sourpussed at each and every one of you as he's gathered you around. And he has that I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed face as he looks at all of you, barring Ribbert, who's currently up in the rafters still working and cleaning up for the show. There are still other performances going on. The B-side act, the late evening performances and music that happens usually when you get to go about the town. But everybody else is here.
Gwen, do you want to say it or do you want me to say it really fast?
I just typed it, so.
Oh, thank you. Okay, good. Thank you.
Wait a second. I gotta see what. Mm-hmm. Oh Jesus. Anyway.
You forgot it. You forgot several letters at the end of that, but I'll let
Well,
it go.
yeah, I was trying to be nice, but
Of
yeah.
course, of course. So, anyways, Lauren looks over at all of you. I don't know what to say about tonight's performance. Each one of you is very pivotal to the success of this circus, looking around at everyone. And while you did have some shows that are memorable, you need to remember we cannot operate if you get us thrown out of the city. If you have some sort of beef or gripe about an individual you find in the audience, I anticipate you take care of that outside of work hours. You understand?
That's an option.
Well, I mean,
that does definitely sound like you want us to beat someone up in a back alley.
I am not your caretaker. What you do on your own time is up to you. And of course, at those moments, any type of repercussions that are caused will not be drawn back directly to the circus. And as such, I hold no accountability or responsibility for it. So if you want to go get yourselves arrested, which I certainly hope that you don't, I would hate to have to find some way to refill those acts. You're all very good, mind you, and your beverages are fantastic around roads, but you cannot create one of your specialty beverages for the ruling establishment in the city that we're coming to, who is bringing all of his folk in from the cold to witness our performance. We're here to provide joy in a sometimes dark and difficult world. And maybe you brought some semblance of joy to some of them, but many of these individuals in this crowd tonight happen to hold a strong reverence for their ruler, for their lord.
Maybe point out that I wasn't planning on him not wearing underwear. Usually, like, haha, someone gets pants, it's pretty funny. I was not expecting a full frontal nudity situation.
I recommend,
Teo,
I recommend that if you intend on pantsing one of the governing agents in a city, that first you get their permission to make them the clown in front of everyone.
Come now, it was riveting and exciting and sad. It had all of the emotions.
Ori,
Isn't that a marvelous show?
Ori, you use significantly too many of your own powers tonight. There are rules. The Empire is aware of that. Do you want us to have to report to the DAD every week?
I don't know what you're talking about. I honestly just a little forced perspective. That's all.
Now we're in weird spots upon the screen. Sorry, everyone.
Legit. Like 100% what he said
moved
sounds
around,
completely legit.
I mean, sir, isn't this what we kind of
I didn't hear you at all.
Do we mess with the audience?
Yes.
They know it's kind of part of the whole act. You know what we were doing when you hired us, sir. We've done this a million times.
Yes,
and
but
most
not
of the reviews are good.
Not so blatantly attacky. This was an all-out concerted effort towards this individual.
Well, I mean,
he was kind of a douche, wasn't he?
You didn't give him a chance to actually say anything.
I gave him a chance to.
The way he looked.
I gave him a chance to prove himself and to show his honor and show his bravery to his masses.
Is that what you
What
were
more
doing,
could I?
Tagi, or were you reading him?
Well,
You seem to be quite occupied with maybe the events around him and not with the person in themselves.
There were a lot of hungry children.
That
That's
is
all I have
true.
to say.
That is not going to be the first time we witness a series of hungry children from city to city that we go to. We can try to make their lives better.
But
sure.
wasn't it all a bit strange how everyone was in beautiful clothes but weren't well groomed? They weren't very clean. The whole thing was just a little icky, yes?
Well, the Lord had indicated to me that he provided them all clothing so that they could feel a night of revelry, like they were greater than themselves in the moment, from his own personal stash at his manor.
Can we note how icky that sounds, though?
Yeah, that's a little weird, sir.
If you have a
Why
lot
not
of
make them
clothing
feel
and you...
human all the time?
Well, I don't know. I guess we should maybe look into the city a little more. Get some ideas of what it is that we're dealing with before we immediately jump to conclusions.
Well, I mean, sir, we had an act to do. We didn't really have the time to go into the city and know more. We just
That is
arrived and you were like,
absolutely
all right,
certain. So why did you all jump to conclusions and immediately just glom onto this individual the entire evening?
He's the VIP, sir. Are we gonna?
You could perform. You are a circus act. You could
That's what we
perform.
did.
If it wasn't for Bungie, this entire thing would have been a huge bust.
And I must honestly say, thank God for you, Bungie. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, yes.
Just the same old night for me. And of course,
I know, perfection as
over
always.
there.
Also, sir, wasn't it a little weird that people were like too much of a fans of him?
I mean, you can find individuals who have gained an abnormal following no matter where you go in the world. Individuals that are idolized are quite often given significantly more praise and worship almost than they probably should be granted. I am sure of that. Why do you say?
Never mind. I'll tell. Can I talk to you later about it?
Yeah, we can discuss it later. That's surely.
Oh, we're all family here, aren't we?
Yeah, is there something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Just people were weirder than usual, and
very weird vibes. Yes,
They were afraid too.
Oh,
It wasn't just rebels.
Oh, the popcorn machine is burning again.
So maybe I should
Hold
recommend.
Did he join this concessions?
Maybe I should recommend that you spend some time among the people, get to know them better, figure out why they act the way they do, see if there's anything weird happening, I suppose. If you're also concerned about this, then do something about it.
Sure.
Teo, we're going to go beat people up in the alley. Come on.
That is not what I said to do.
It did seem like a little gentle push.
I don't know why you seem to jump to such epic conclusions.
I think you have now clarified twice that you're okay with us beating people up in back
That is not what I've stated.
You still.
I think I've heard explicit permission twice now.
You did say, don't do it in the tent. Do it outside on your own time.
What you do on your own time is your own. If you end up in jail, that's
pissing people off, and now you're like, oh, go amongst the people that you pissed off and learn more about them. But I mean, it's a little. Are you trying to insinuate something, sir?
What I'm trying to state is that maybe before you focus so heavily on someone, which immediately turns towards you making a fool's act of our circus. You're designing it intentionally to belittle those in authority and power in a way that makes the people joyous when you don't know if the people actually hold that opinion of their leadership. If this was a very well-respected individual, right, and you have gone and done this, how would you feel about it after the fact?
So what I'm hearing is he wants us to do like pre-interviews with everyone, being like, "Are you cool with us pantsing your leader?" And then like if they say yes, we're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, sir, we could just give them like release forms and stuff from now on. Just be like to just give the whole thing away. You'll be this happening to you and that happening to you, and you'll be pantsed and you're
No
yeah.
surprises at all.
Just reveal everything
There
and
might be a happy
go ahead with that.
medium
Look,
available.
don't bring any negative press upon the circus if you can. We have a small operation here which we'd like to grow, and if we want to continue providing, the feelings of appreciation and joy that maybe someone doesn't get in their day-to-day life, we have to uphold certain standards, you see. Or at least not let certain things happen that get us caught, if you understand what I mean.
Oh, mixed signals again. Yes,
No,
I
no, no,
heard
no,
them.
no mixed signals.
So
Just
is
please
it
don't destroy the
so
circus
so
through
do the
your
same
actions.
thing, but don't
That's
get
what I'm saying.
caught? Is that what you're
That's
I mean,
saying?
I
I'm no,
get what you
I
mean.
would never blatantly, overtly say something like that. No.
Should we take our act independently outside so it doesn't so we don't danger the
No,
circus?
I do not. You are performing at the circus. You don't. Your acts remain here, but your acts may need to be adjusted to the climb, to the individuals that are there. Not.
Okay. Yes, I get it. We're going to read between the lines and go hit the town. Are we ready?
Yes.
I'm
Did that
so
popcorn machine is
tired.
it really on fire? Should I really go check that out?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's false. I thought I saw smoke and jumped
That
to
thing
conclusion.
catches on fire so often you would think someone was actually like lighting it on fire.
I know, it's so weird.
It
At that
smells
point in
delightful to me.
time, Ribert comes in with Alan. The two of you have wrapped up for this portion of the events. There's going to be a 2-hour break before the next events happen and the evening crew comes on. So you see Lauren look over to you. Ribert, excellent job today, son. He pats you on the head.
Oh no, it's no problem. Some fun on the fly problem solving. Always a fun treat.
You did a great job out there. Thanks for keeping the roof from falling in.
I do think that maybe we should try and incorporate that into more of the act, Dougie. Some kind of more danger. Maybe if we could play it up more, have the tent more shake and not actually be on sound.
You see
This
Lauren
could be interesting.
roll his eyes back a little bit. As long as the tent remains standing.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course. It's more, instead of actually being unstable, have it look more unstable but be more safe.
Mm-hmm.
It
Anywho,
was exciting.
I need to get back out there to set up the events for the evening. You're all free until tomorrow afternoon when your performances will be available again. Please don't go and get into a whole bunch of trouble and drag it back here and cause us to have to flee the scene of the city.
This?
That wouldn't be fun.
That is such a weird thing to say, very specific thing to say.
I'm just saying, with all of you and how I know you, I would just rather be safe than sorry.
Fair.
Same. Mm-hmm.
So Lauren
And
takes
with that, I bid you adieu.
Lauren takes his leave from there and then just walks out to go and manage the rest of the circus for the evening.
Sir Lauren, I do need to speak to you though. If that...
Well, come. He waves you over to move aside, and takes you out of earshot of everybody else. Does everybody just follow? I mean, do you let him have his privacy?
Ripper means to talk to Tagi.
Erin will put her arm through Teo's if Teo's okay with it.
You mean really high up? Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, Ripper means to talk to Tagi, so we'll follow, forgetting that just kind of people forget, lose track of him, and ends up snooping, but not meaning to.
Well, give me an agile roll, and let's just see
Sure.
if anybody notices Ribort as he moves over in that direction.
I'm sending Ollie to go spy.
So, sorry. That is... Oh, hey, it didn't add things anyway. So it'll be a 19.
Okay. Tagi, give me an aware roll. Let's see if you notice Ribort just pacing behind you. That is a 19, so you have tied, which means you both need to roll again. There's a 6 and a 9. So
That is
yes,
a loud dog.
Tagi, you notice the flip flap of Report walking behind you as you're heading off to speak with Lauren alone. What do you do?
Hey, Rupert.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Yes.
I just wanted to make sure. Did you still want more of the pyrotechnics in the popcorn machine for your act?
No, that's not for the act. That's
Also, I should no longer put any more pyrotechnics in the
no.
popcorn
Actually,
machine.
if you can, and
Oui.
is there a way to like, have it there, but like control when it happens, but like anytime, any day, any
Of
hour.
course. It would be a lot easier if I could give you, if you could have some kind of cue, or I could probably get my friend to make some kind of remote for that kind of thing.
Sure.
It would be much more convenient.
What about? Oh no! When I say that, just boom. Is that? Oh wait, no. That's a little weird. That the time.
You do say you seem to say "oh no" very much.
Yeah, that's true.
That
That would be
seems
a
like it
little
might be too
weird.
much. Maybe something that you
Do
say
I
not as
smell
often.
smoke? What about that?
Okay, that can be
Okay,
the cue.
yeah.
For now, be happy to as well. Since it seems you seem to trigger that device quite a lot. I'm not here to question your act or anything. I'm think
Do
I
I say?
might
Do I?
just.
Okay. Yes. I'll think of. What do you suggest? What do you think is a good line to say in the moment that you recognize and just boom?
Oh, I don't know very much about a good act. I was saying more this. I think I could probably get a remote made so you could just do it yourself.
Oh,
Something
fantastic! That's even better.
maybe the lining of your wonderful costume, so you could just push
Yes.
the button.
It's just to it's for
I figured it
before.
was for sense of danger.
Exactly. Yes.
Of
It's when
course.
people are coming in, and when people are idle about it. I want them to be on their toes. Like not just like relax.
A lot of the act is the anticipation.
Yeah.
Yes. Oui.
I want them to be like, boom! Oh no! What happened?
Oh.
I guess that was scary. I guess I don't
If
think
the
anything
popcorn
could top
machine is
that.
on, if the popcorn machine is on fire, what else could be happening? Yes.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Great minds
No,
think alike.
that is
Yeah.
all right. I will do what I can. I will see if I can make some kind of remote, some kind of
Thank
device.
you, Robert. You are awesome. And also,
Oh,
thank you for saving my ass back there. That was I did not mean for that to get like that, but it did cause a
I did
lot of
not think
fear.
so.
So, but
No, it is no problem. Yes, it was. This was quite unpredictable. We did not go by the blocking tonight. We did not like the blocking. I do not.
I'm
sure.
sorry. I
No,
just
I'm not. Listen, I am not here to. I like the blocking. It
I
is
know,
very
me
good,
too. I
but-
just saw a couple of
No, this
interesting
was also
things
very
and
good.
felt like I should improvise.
So we will fade away from this group having this discussion about
sir,
all of this. We will come back to that in a moment. So everybody else is still behind. Teo and Aran have arm in arm. Bungie's there, and of course Ori. So with all of you left there at the moment, you're now part of your free time. Tagi and Ribort have moved off to speak with Lauren. What do you all wish to be doing right now?
I think we should go out and introduce ourselves. Get a better reputation.
I would absolutely agree with you. As a matter of fact, there's got to be some riches out there somewhere. Some good conversations, some laughs to be had, some drinks to be drank, perhaps some gold to be
Exactly.
borrowed. Let's go, Ollie.
You see Ollie bound up your tiny little
Crime
creature.
weasel.
Your
Crime weasel.
He comes up and gets on my shoulder and then down into my jacket.
Zips
I
up
might
around.
need to have my silver back there tie because you can't have two crime animals.
I'm sure you can.
Oh yes, you can.
You can
Yes,
have
one
as
flies
many
and
crime
one
animals as
screeches
you
and goes
want.
under doors and things. The perfect.
So, for our audience, because this is the first time that they've been described, can I get what your critters look like? Because I can't find their images right now. I don't seem to have them in my thing. Bungie, describe your creature.
I'm lagging too bad. I think I'm not gonna talk
Oh,
because it's being really weird.
well, that's not good. All right,
It's a white crow.
a white crow. Okay, and Ori, describe your critter for us.
He's a color changing mink.
Okay. So we see their little animals fly over to them, to each one of them. Well, one flies over, one squirrels up and around and onto your shoulder, Ori. Um, and from there, what happens next?
Out into the world we go, I assume.
Okay, you travel
Where's the
through.
main street?
You travel through the back tent flap out into the regular world. You can see the grasses and the slight evening light starting to occur as it is dusk, but not quite.
We got
nighttime.
golden hour light,
You got
y'all.
golden hour light as your performances end pretty much right around what most people would consider dinner time. And you see the city laid out in front of you. So the town of it itself is relatively small. It's set on the side of a massive mining operation that seems to have been relatively recently started. So there are like large cliff faces off on the south side of town that have a bunch of scaffolding and things still starting to move into them as the individuals in town are starting to dig into that space. The rest of the city itself is a mixture of cobbled stone buildings and the occasional woodwork with some thatched huts and things like that. It doesn't look super depressed, but it isn't. It's obviously not an incredibly wealthy city. You can see people carrying balloons and trinkets and whatnot from the circus that have left. You see some people that have finished their work for the day and are now heading out to witness the circus. So you're heading towards the main thoroughfare, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is charming. What do you think? Charming, yeah? No?
Uh,
In a dirty sort of way.
That's what I was
charming
thinking
with
too,
grime?
but
Charming with grime, I think.
we gotta keep it down. We can't upset Circus Daddy.
Oh, jeez.
That's true.
So as
I would
you're
like Teo to be like just the two of them in front of Teo, or the three of them in front of Teo, and just Teo slightly back from everyone, but just like sheer imposing figure style.
just like a huge shadowy
Yeah.
individual behind everybody else that just towers a few
Yeah,
feet
if I could
above.
put them all in my shadow, like using the light, that'd be fun.
Yes, so the sunset at your back, hard to tell what your face is, all that kind of stuff. All right, so you now head, let's see, a little bit further into town, and we'll pop back to see Tagi as he speaks with Lorne, and then we'll continue from there. It's getting close to the end of our session for today, it looks like. Tagi, so you now report you have moved away from there after having a discussion with him about performance. And Lorne looks impatient as he's awaiting you because the two of you have been talking details about work for a while now. And then as you come back in, you see him like looking out through the flap in the tent into the other performance, and he turns his head back to you. All right, Taggy, what is it that you needed to speak with me about?
Sir, you know how I've kind of when we first joined the circus, I kind of told you about my the things I can see and how I empower my act and the whole thing with my sister and you remember every the thing.
Yeah, yeah. What about
Uh,
it?
yeah. So today when I was doing my whole thing of just serving the audience for profession you know possible targets for my special service, I noticed that I feel like a lot of our audiences were being potentially affected by those, you know, ghosts, ethereal things. Am I saying that right, by the way, Ty?
The Eternals?
Yeah, yes. Or no. They all have little things whispering to their ears, saying how that Lord of the City guy without any underwear, which
So
is
these
really weird,
things.
is like the lead is so good and super and awesome. Like they were like feeding people propaganda, and I saw
Well,
a little of their little fear demon things that were telling people to fear him, which are exactly the kind of things I try to get rid of from people. But they're usually about things, other things, not just one person. But in this case, it was all about one person, and it was really weird. And
Tagi,
you
hold
seem to
on,
be
hold
very
on.
suggestive in your language. You seem to
So,
be suggesting that like there's more than we see, and I picked up on that immediately because you think you're subtle, but it wasn't really subtle, and I feel like you know something.
so you're ruling, and I have to say this in a way that is not meant to be an insult.
Not racist.
I want to make sure this is clear.
Yeah.
Your perception of Eternals, you call them the ancestors,
Uh-huh.
in your home, where you come from. There is significantly more of them on some of the worlds out there. Where you come from, you may only see a few daily. Here, you can sometimes find them in droves. Many of these are lesser entities, tiny. We call them sprites or spits. Some people have other names for them. However, what they are is they're attracted to those sorts of energies. So if you look around, the next time you go out into town, find someone who looks worried. And I bet you, if you use those powers you have, you will notice one of these entities near them, trying to draw off on that same energy that is attracted to fear.
Yes. This is not the first time I've been outside of Rulo. I know that all that. I'm saying, but is it not unnormal that it's like they're
Well,
all focused on one thing? They're usually all about other things, like, oh, I'm worried about did I get the groceries right? Oh, did I lock the door? Or did I flush a toilet when I used it earlier? They worry about shit like that.
I
This
do
is all
find
about one
it
person, though.
a little strange that they were so focused on Lord Rawl. However, if
Yeah.
it is someone who happens to have some sort of devoted following, that isn't entirely out of the realm of possibility that they would all be feeling these things. Some entities that are surrounding them that are interested in this, I don't want to call it a cult like following, but sometimes that sort of thing can happen. Um, I would
So
say
you're
find out
saying this whole town
why.
is a cult?
I'm saying I would find out why the people have such a vested interest in their leadership. If it turns out that that's just someone who is charismatic and powerful and capable, although to be honest, all I saw was someone who was upset.
So
That
you're telling
doesn't.
us to find out more about it,
I'm not
but you
telling
don't
you to
want
do
us to
anything.
do.
I'm just
But
saying
okay,
if it was me,
uh-huh. But you don't want us to do anything about it, at least during our show.
well, I would never want to do anything that harms the integrity of our show and the good name of Cirque Noir. We want to be invited back to other locations. How are we ever going
Nice.
to go to one of the major cities where many of these, let's put it, emotionally imbalanced and often immature leadership sometimes live, who would find what you did as an affront that might be possible to completely confiscate everything at the Cirque, or who might even choose that we need to be interred in a prison or possibly decapitated. Some of
But I
these
mean,
leaderships that exist in some of these cities that we still wish to go to might be worse than this individual. So it is important that we learn how to not upset them while we're performing.
but sir, my whole act is about making myself the villain and making them the hero, and then making them think, oh,
That's true, but you
uh,
also have to
he
know when
failed.
to
It's not my
approach.
fault.
You don't want the leadership such as him to fail.
Well,
If you
I
wish to
mean,
choose targets for this, choose easier ones that are not necessarily going to be inflammatory if they fail.
uh, question for Ty.
Yes.
This guy, do I know whether or not he likes knowledgeable about magic and like eternal spirits.
Tagi
And...
has
Say
found
the word demons, it's fine.
Tagi has found that Lorne seems to know a lot. I mean, you could say that it's just because he's wise and older, but he does know a lot about things that your ordinary average individual would not.
Okay, then, sir. What about this? On him too, I saw this like kind of a large tendril like spirit, kind of holding him and like doing some weird.
You see Lauren like turn and look around and scratch his head for a second, and he pulls his hat off and puts it over his chest. As he does so, you feel the room seem to soften. The sound and the light seems to slow a little bit, and
Shit,
you
what
can't.
the fuck? That's so weird.
You can no longer hear the circus outside of this main tent area.
Did the show end, sir?
Hold
I
on.
can't hear any of the audience.
Tagi.
It's a little early. Does something bad happen? What's happening?
Tagi.
Wait, my earphones fell. Sorry,
Tagi.
sir. I can't.
Tagi.
Yes, what?
Tagi.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Yes.
We are currently in a safe place.
Yes,
What do you mean you
this
saw a
tent
tether
is-
attached to this individual?
That's what it's called. Okay, I saw some like this inky black tendril thing kind of holding him, and I kind of severed it for a moment, and then
Really?
I think it came back. I actually, that's when I kind of started to feel sorry for him because it seemed like he was not really, he didn't like these circumstances or whatever. But yeah, it seemed really weird, especially it happening to the Lord of the City. It felt like something is off here.
That is something concerning and troubling.
Sir, I think there's still like 30 minutes for the show to end. It's really weird that it's quiet, and it's really kind of
He puts
stressing
the
me
hat
out.
back on, and suddenly all the noise is back. So I want you just to go out, enjoy the world, like I said, and maybe witness some of the individuals, find out a little bit more. That's all.
So you said that's called a tether? That's what you said?
Yes.
Monsieur Passman, I have the recordings from that propaganda that we had to play during the show to get the audience excited. Did you want me to return those for you?
Yes, actually, if you
No
will stock
problem.
them, and he like points over to a case off to the side.
No problem.
Report.
Oh, hello again, Tuggy.
Your break is on right now. If you'd like to continue, maybe go spend some time with the other cast or do whatever it is that pleases you at the moment. Your next shift will be up in about 6 hours, so make sure you come back with plenty of time to rest.
Oh, you got it, Mr. Passman. Thank you very much.
I guess we'll see the city.
Well, have a pleasant evening, and we'll see you in the morning. Be ready for your performance tomorrow afternoon, okay?
You know it.
And I'll try not to blow down the tent this time.
Yes, please don't. The tent's very expensive.
Yes, we'd like that very much. Can
I
I jump
got
in
carried
the
away.
raptors if
It's-
there's no tent?
Okay, sorry, but like not a lot of people are scared of bats, and I haven't done it that much. It's like
that
like,
is fair.
it's they're usually scared of like it was very specific. It was I lost I got too excited.
It is a lot of fears are land based.
Exactly. Yeah. It's bats. It's. I mean, yeah. Some people are kind of feared of bats, but like specifically deadly afraid of bats. But now I need to put slime in my repertoire somehow. I don't know how to do that.
That is. Let me tell you, I have so many different kinds of slime you wouldn't know to believe.
Oh my god! Why didn't you tell me? Oh, we should have dropped it on him. That guy.
I'm alchemist. If I cannot make slime, what am I doing?
So
we can do anything.
we see.
I'm sure you can. It'll be fine.
We see the others walking about the town at this point in time. Teo, imposing figure in the back. Eren and Ori walking out in front. Some of the individuals in town that see you are obviously a little bit surprised to see you out and about and walking. And of course, you strike an interesting party. So inside of town, of course, you have the Lord's sector. There's a large manor off in the distance. There are people that are going to and from that area. Some of them are probably switching off in their shifts for the day, working as servants or guardsmen or what have you. You can see some of the general townsfolk milling about in the courts or the market square, where you can see a bunch of little stalls situated all over the place that have various bits of food and purchasable items and cloth and materials and things like that all around. The one thing that you all notice, give me an aware roll to see if you can see anything else. We've got an 8, a 16, and an 8. The two 8s recognize that the dirtier individuals seem to have changed out of some of their clothing. You both recognize a young lady and her daughter walking back towards home, and the mother is chiding the child on not having removed that fancy outfit that the Lord provided, saying that she's going to be getting it dirty and damaged, and they don't want to have that happen. It is nice to have pleasant clothing, she says to this young girl. And the girl, of course, just responds, Mom, but I like how it looks on me. I don't want to wear all the other rags. I didn't like the way they fit. It was uncomfortable. And the mom's like, well, we do the best with what we have. So you have the market square. You happen to have the Lord's Keep. What do you want to do, the three of you?
Did Ori hear anything specific with a higher roll?
Yes, but we'll return to that as soon as you start making some
okay,
directions.
got you. We're not allowed to be special and find out yet.
Exactly. I think we should lean towards the market square and just kind of listen to people talk.
Okay, would love to. Markets make Teo a little sketched out because you could lose money there, so maybe if we could not go to the market, that'd be cool.
That's fair. We'll maybe do a circuit around the outside.
Outside is cool. Like if we're not in the shopping center, like it's like when you go, like when you're in middle school and your mom gives you $20 at the mall and you blow it immediately on like 2 Auntie Anne's pretzels. That's the same kind of vibe.
I mean, every time. So yeah, I get it.
Okay. So the two of you start moving towards the perimeter around the market square. Ori, as you're walking behind them and kind of keeping up and watching some of the public, you see a couple of poorly dressed individuals. Obviously, many people are like that here, quite scruffy, quite dirty, moving about the crowd nearby. They're younger individuals. Some of them are probably only 8 or 9 years old. Some of them are like in their mid-teens. And as they weave through the crowd, you see one of them like bump into somebody, and then you see a purse get stolen, and then the kids like turn and start running towards an alleyway.
I knew it. Follow him. Get it.
Well, so Ori turns and leaves while Teo and Aran are standing there walking around the side. You turn.
Nope.
You turn a moment later, Teo, and Ori's nowhere to be seen.
I thought Ori was sending his weasel. Is Ori also going?
Oh,
no, just sending the weasel. Just sending the weasel.
All right, so Ollie goes and rushes off after these kids that have just stolen a purse, and disappears into a nearby
while they're
alleyway.
walking. Yeah. While they're walking the perimeter, I will cut through the marketplace and meet them on the other side, listening.
So, Teo, you are standing at the side, and again, you turn back to look, and Ori's nowhere to be seen. You turn back and see immediately going through the center of the crowd, and how does that make you feel?
Uncomfy. I'm gonna grab Aaron and like turn the path. Just grab shoulders and we're turning, kind of like an unwheeling shopping cart. Just skid around the corner and we're following Ori.
Aaron has spent enough time with Teo that this is absolutely normal. So she just pivots and keeps going.
Okay.
I want to know more so why these kids are having to do this, and I mean, why is their Lord giving them fake clothes and making a fake freaking presentation and then letting them all live in squalor? Unhappy. I want some information on this. Hopefully the weasel will.
Are you hunting down one of the children, or just waiting for your minx to come back with the coin bag?
I'd like to point out hunting down children is a very weird term.
True. True. I'll wait and see if he returns with it or if he finds something sad that makes him not want to take it.
Okay.
And then he can pantomime to us. It'll be adorable.
So you end up in the middle of the crowd with Teo and Aaron very quickly shouldering their way in towards you. The whole time that you're there, you're hearing people calling out, "Oh, would you like some of my fabrics? Fine fabrics from at least an entire city away. Come have some of these. Have some apples. I've got some fresh apples, mostly." And
Sugar dates and pistachios.
sugar dates and pistachios. Fish, fresh fish, get your fish here. And all of you just kind of march through. You find your way over to Ori, who's standing in roughly the center of the town. Ori, give me a magical roll if you would.
What's that?
That is a nat 20. With this nat 20, I will say really there's only one kind of option in here. So this will be a single option situation.
Oh.
From the position that you're standing in, you kind of get this vision that comes to you. One of these future telling type situations happen. And you recognize the city around you growing in size and in wealth over time. The mine off to the left of you, or off towards the south of the town, seems to grow and expand and get larger and larger. And then a militant force moves in, and a castle is placed in this area. And then the people of the town seem to disappear. And then all you see are skeletons rising out of the sands.
Oh, no. I think it's going to be time for some drastic decisions in the future of this town and what we're going to do with these poor people.
You're not sure how long off that was, but you do feel like it was quite some time before that entire event would culminate.
Just gonna notate all that
So
down.
Ori's standing there in the city square, and he has kind of a vision. So his eyes begin glowing slightly, and you see him kind of like lift up on tiptoes and kind of just stare about oddly. Teo, you and Aran are standing there while individuals start looking at you all strangely. What do the two of you do while he's in the midst of this vision?
I'm trying to distract Teo so that she doesn't see the glowing eyes.
Okay. Teo, you are being distracted. Give me an aware roll, please.
Sure. 15.
So as you are being distracted
16,
by
sorry.
Aran and you're not seeing the glowing eyes and Ori is kind of moving about, you suddenly feel someone smack into you and you feel them tug at your wrist straps where your silver should be located.
Oh, hell no.
You turn and you see a young man with his hand on your purse. He looks at you and goes, "Oh, oops. Sorry, ma'am."
You're going to give that back.
And
right
then
now.
he turns
This
and
second.
like lets go and starts sprinting through the streets as quickly as he can. And we will then switch back over to the other individuals before the end of tonight. Tagi, you and Ribort have moved from the circus tent and start walking into the town. What do we see happening with the two of you?
So anyways, that's what you want to do if you want maximum viscosity. But if you want stickiness, that's a whole nother thing.
So if I want stickiness, I need to. What will that mean?
Oh, well, so there's actually in alchemy terms, there's actually multiple kinds of stickiness. There's a difference between if things will stick to something and if something will stick to other things. If that makes sense.
Nice.
It all gets very technical and boring.
And
More to the point,
And if it is sticky, how dangerous is it? And do you think we'll suffer any lawsuits for using it on the people?
Oh, well, I mean, the stickiest stuff, that's alchemist glue. No, we would not be using anything like that, of course. We would make sure we find a formula that's very safe and very non-toxic.
Because I don't want us.
No, of course not.
Circus daddy to get in
crazy?
trouble.
No, safety is very important. Now it is fun to make some unsafe things from now and then the end, but
it's the whole point of fear,
As the two of you are speaking and walking through town, in a brief moment, you recognize that someone is following you. The jangle of armor seems to be coming from the direction behind you, and you turn to see one of the security forces for Lord Rawl that is pulling up the path behind you.
Oh, hello. Did you enjoy the circus too? We were just coming out of an interesting show, hey?
Did I enjoy the circus, you ask? I didn't watch it. I did happen to notice that you were taking some interesting concessions with Lord Rawl, and part of your act seemed, let's say, unnatural.
Oh my God. You're mixing me up with that fear guy. I know. For some reason, he was wearing the same clothes with me, but like completely different face. It's so weird,
Look,
right?
look, look. I'm
Okay.
not here to bust your
River. Oh
balls.
my
I
God.
had a thought.
That's the story we're talking about.
I
Let's go.
get that the performance that you all put on is maybe a mixture of the real and the false. Look, I'm going to be real honest with you. Aether mages around here and those that are knowledgeable of the arcane are few and far between. I have a concern. I would like you to check out our well. I would like you to tell me if it's been ensorcelled in some way. You see, my wife is a servant to Lord Rawl, and at one point she had one opinion of him, if you understand my meaning, and very shortly after, she suddenly was incredibly devoted to the individual, and I don't like it.
It is very strange. Did you test the water at all as well?
I pay attention to him more closely to see if he has any of those little sprites on him.
Give me a magical roll. You can't see any sprites sitting on him in particular. There is one little Eternal that seems to be cautious and like hiding behind his hat on occasion, but that's all you see.
So she thought of some. She was thinking one thing, and then suddenly something else.
She did not like the gentleman. She did not agree with his politics. He was someone who was significantly more, let's say, conservative than Rose, and she thought he should do more to advance the plight of the people. You see, we live in an area that is repressed financially. We do not have a lot of resources in the area, and we have recently been told that if we were to create this mine, that would bring us significantly more wealth than we have had in the area for a while. You see, crops don't grow incredibly well here. We have we're far away from most fishing resources. We don't seem to have many minerals in the ground, so all we can really offer is a stopping point for travelers on their way to much bigger cities nearby.
Okay, yeah, sure. We'll take a look. Why not? Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Lord Roll had installed a white ivory well at the center of the town. We had been having some water problems and water purification problems in particular. We didn't have the cash necessary in order to hire mages to clean and purify our water. So when we put in a new tap, apparently it was significantly better than anything we'd had in the past, but I feel like things have changed since then, which is why I believe that this well should be looked at.
So who put the new tap? Like Lord Rawl did, or
He and his crew did, yes. It was a coronation moment that occurred right at the time that we decided to start, since the legislature was passed, that we were going to be creating the Whitestone Mine.
And you are also working for Lord Rawl, right?
Yes, I worked for Lord Rawl and his predecessor for quite some time. But my honor and my loyalty lies with my wife first and foremost.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Of course. Yeah. Let's look. I'm sure it's nothing, but yeah, I would love to take a look.
Okay. If you can come down tomorrow morning, say 9 a.m., I can get you through the gate.
We can't just go now. I'm very curious to look now.
Well, I'm not on duty right now. I was just off and came over here to.
Fine. Okay. Yeah. All right. I just, gotta, yes, sure. Yeah. Well, I'll come in the morning.
Okay. Thank you very much. I
So, wait,
appreciate
just
that.
out of curiosity, do you think this is happening with a lot of other people you said, or is that me just, or did I hear that?
I would assume if there is something in this water that is changing hearts and minds, then I would assume it's affecting other individuals. But, I mean, I don't know everyone else's personalities. I just know that it can't be that she's suddenly attracted to him, right?
I mean,
For that case, that
we all
part,
kind of
I was
saw
following
that
you
is.
until you says the word attracted. I'm not going to
I mean,
lie.
she
I,
was.
I have to
She
say,
and I,
the whole
we've
circus
had a
kind of
lot
saw
of
a
like
lot more than.
passionate love for a long time, and then suddenly
Yeah,
things
this
go
is all.
very south, and I can
This
only
is
assume it
All I
has to
have
do
to
with
say
magic.
about that
more
is
information than we asked.
if all I have to say is if that was the case after this, if she was part of the audience, probably not a thing anymore. It's she knows it's not much there to work.
All right. Well,
Never
then
mind.
I will see you tomorrow morning. Then thank you very much. If you'll meet
Follow,
outside the southeast
quick
gate.
follow-up
Well,
question. Quick
yes.
follow-up question. Also, have you noticed anyone being like suddenly like really afraid of him for whatever reason?
Oh, I mean, Lord Roll is known to have a very short temper at times, and it can result in having some of your food rations denied, which is problematic in this area. There's not a lot of hunting to be had, you see.
Okay.
So,
All right,
yes,
thank
I
you.
mean,
Yeah,
someone would be afraid of
I'll,
angering him in case of starvation, I imagine.
I would love to do the city service because that is what the circus is all about, apparently.
City of service. I just wish for you to make sure my wife isn't ensorcelled in some way. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
that
asking
too.
for.
And I will love to do your marriage service too.
Thank you. I knew you were a good man. And he like claps you on the shoulder for a second.
Maybe we'll call him the Love Doctor from now on, eh?
Love Doctor. Got it. Love it. You two,
You
have a
love
pleasant
it.
evening.
The Fear and Love Doctor. That's me.
And he like turns and waves at you and then heads back into the crowd.
Huh.
I feel like you were really downplaying that. That sounds very concerning. You said you do not think it's wrong. That sounds like something to me.
Oh no,
What are you
that
doing?
definitely does sound something to me.
But no, you said to this man that this is probably nothing, and you're just.
I mean, I
you seem
don't
very
wanna-
casual. I do not understand.
I don't want to cause any like problems. We already got a talking to by the boss man. I don't want to jump to conclusions. We'll see.
Well, there's no problem in go checking the pH level and see if there's no chemical things going on in this way, and you can do your little hand waving at it, and we can see what is going on.
I'll just do my rulin hugula woo thing, and they'll be
Isn't
like,
it?
"Oh, it's fixed," and we'll charge it.
I'm not trying
All
to
right.
play it. I just don't know how it works.
We see
The
Report and
ancestors
Taggy.
are so upset that he called it that. The
We see-
You just got
ancestors
like a
hate
spiritual. You just got like a
They hate
spiritual
me.
hit on the upside of the head for calling it that.
I fucking hate the ancestors myself. That's fine. I mean,
So
fuck the
Ribort
ancestors.
and Taggy continue communicating the objectives that they have as they head off into the city, and that is where we are going to fade out for tonight. So this is a shorter episode, everybody. We will return in 2 weeks. 2 of our members here will be more strongly attached by that point in time. So thank you for being awesome.
Yes,
and
glue, like I was talking
like
about.
the alchemical glue that bonds the two of you. Anywho, yes, give us your outro, whatever you want to say. It's all good. Just thank you again for watching, everybody. And we'll start with Teo. Teo, you go first. Anna, that's you.
I needed to find the unmute button because I moved to a different screen. I'm sorry. I was unprepared. Hi, I'm Anna, also known as Sanctum Cosplays. You can find me here every other Wednesday playing the buff one. And soon to be, I think we're doing a podcast. I think we've decided on a podcast, Eden's Fall, which is a Lancer podcast that I'm super excited to be a part of because I get to fly Mech Mothra. So that's really the biggest thing that I'm super excited about is I get to be an obnoxious 16-year-old kid who has a meth Mothra. Mothra? Help? Mothra.
Meth Makra?
A meth Makra.
That was
But I
amazing.
assume you're talking about how great Mech Mothra is.
Of course. All right. McSherry, your turn.
Hello, everybody. I'm Gwen, also known as McSherry. You can usually find me somewhere over, I believe, in that direction in the chat, but every other Wednesday I get to play with these fabulous people and have absolutely the best time. This is pretty much all that I do other than work, and yeah, I'm very happy to be here and happy that all of you were here with me.
Absolutely. We appreciate you being here as well. Steven.
Hi, I'm Steven, El Demon Devil. Yeah, this is basically where you can catch me online every other Wednesday with these crazy guys playing this crazy game. And now we got some gossiping to do next week, apparently, because if we don't, this poor village is gonna burn. So looking forward to fixing that. Did I say next week? Next session.
Next
But
session. The 17th. 17th. That's when this one's going.
anywho's that's it, I guess. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Sanan, your turn.
Hi everyone, my name is Sinan, and you can find me here on every other Wednesday playing this game. And other than that, that's kind of all the streaming I do. Outside of that, might have like fun news to share soon with like my production company. I'm like right now I can't do any other stuff because I'm like 4 weeks or 3 weeks away from like our film getting into shoot. It's been like insanity, and I feel like I should share that here, but also like that's never mind. I'm like thinking out loud now. That I do that lately a lot for some reason. Yeah, you can find me here playing this weird orc fear love doctor apparently now.
The Orc Fear Love Doctor.
Yeah, I guess
Don't
if I
threaten me with a
can't
good.
scare them, I'll like hook our audience up with each other somehow.
There you
Because
go.
I am definitely the kind who is trustworthy with that, or whatever, or Tagi is. I mean,
Totally. All right, Rob.
It's me, I'm Robbie Willing. You can find me, of course, here every other Wednesday, and you can find me as part of the Game Woven podcast. We're an actual play podcast that links different random storytelling, world building games together in one unified setting. We're on we have a Discord, we have a Patreon, we have a Twitter. We are into our second kind of wave of stories. We had some incredible guests that we played For the Queen with. You can check us out if any of that sounds interesting to you.
It is all very interesting. So check out all these other individuals, any place that you can find them, and come on back here next week. Next Friday, we'll be going into episode 2 of The Messengers, as long as everything works out. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.